So, Shan, over the years, there's been some debate over hip hop, right? Fat Joe came out and he had some backlash while he said that blacks and Puerto Ricans 50-50 made hip hop. What did you see growing up?
I'm not even going to get into that conversation because we're all a contributing factor to this. And exactly, you got to remember the Bronx is full of Puerto Ricans.
Mm-hmm.
So how can we possibly debate Fat Joe on that fact? If the hip hop came from the Bronx and the Bronx is full of Puerto Rican, it's only a fact that Fat Joe and them were the first ones to capitalize on it. But that don't mean that they weren't doing it.
Right.
I'm the father of, and you can go back and look at this. You know all that Daddy Yankee, Babs Bunny, and all that stuff? I'm the father of that reggaeton. If you go back to it, I had an artist called Snow, which y'all know, and I had an artist called Rain. And Rain was the Puerto Rican doing Spanish music over reggaeton beats. And so all of that stuff, the Daddy Yankee and all them, I fathered that in. Just because I'm not Puerto Rican, Daddy Yankee will tell you, yo, he had to listen to Rain. Rain came out before Daddy Yankee. And you know, Gasoline, I'll go way back.
Right.
Daddy Yankee will tell you, yo, Shan was doing that. Jelly Bean had the first Puerto Rican record label that outside of Tio Puentes and them that did new modern Spanish music. And so Jelly Bean signed my artist Rain because he saw that reggaeton was going somewhere. Y'all could look it up. Rain, Indestructible. That album came out long before Daddy Yankee, Gasolina, all of that. So I've got a lot of foots in this game.
Because I interviewed K-Born from the Classical 2 Rap's New Generation, right? And he said Puerto Ricans were mainly doing graffiti and breakdancing, but on the rapping and DJing side was mainly blacks. Man, roll the clip.
Yeah, but Fat Joe was talking about rhyming. I mean, Fat Joe is talking about, like, Fat Joe them is just put everything into a gumbo soup. So that's why Fat Joe was saying, yo, now it was Spanish people there, Spanish people there, Spanish people there. It was Spanish people there, Fat Joe. But it was more, the Spanish people was breakdancing, Fat Joe. Or the Spanish people was doing graffiti. The majority of the rappers was African-American. The DJs was African-American. You had Charlie Chase and probably like one or two more Latin DJs. That was it. That was the end of that. You know what I'm saying? That was the end of that. Then later on, Doo-Wop came, because Doo-Wop was a kid. That's one of my brothers. You know, Doo-Wop wasn't DJing at that time. So he was, it was only like, Kid Capri wasn't DJing at that time. Kid Capri, one of my brothers, grew up with me. Kid Capri wasn't DJing at that time.
So when people are having this conversation, they need to be more specific about all the different elements of hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Because
you just can't say hip hop because we wasn't taking hip hop as one thing. It's elements of hip hop. Mm-hmm. And in certain elements, it was always predominantly Latin when it came to graffiti and predominantly Latin when it came to breakdancing.
All right, but now if you look at it, we stole their style because the graffiti artists dressed like me and LL, right? Mm-hmm. The B-boys who were the Puerto Ricans dressed like the new generation of rap music. So they talking shit. Tell them shut the fuck up. Tell them Shan said shut the fuck up. Because he really don't know what he talking about. Because like he said, they were doing this, but guess what? We stole their style. That's how Puerto Ricans are part of what this hip hop thing is. Because rappers like myself and LL Cool J, how did the breakdancers dress? They dressed in them sweatsuits, them goddamn Pumas and them Adidas. Did they or did they not?
Yeah, they did.
Any rapper that came before Run DMC dressed in all that crazy ass Melly Mel and all that shit with the fucking, I love Mel and them, but we wasn't dressing like them niggas. We don't fucking wear them boots that Mel and them, all the fur fucking collars and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? All the spiky belts and all that rich shit. We wasn't rocking with them like that. And so who do we rock with? We rock with the style that the B-boys was rocking with. That's where the Kangos came from. That's where the sweatsuits came from. That's where the Pumas and the Adidas with the fat laces came from. And so for somebody to try and separate the Puerto Rican and black aspect of hip hop, you're wrong, son. And I was there, and you can't debate me because I helped pioneer this. And so, like I said, shut the fuck up. Whoever told you that said that shit, tell them Shan said, shut the fuck up. Because simple fact, I'm telling you, I was out before that guy that you talking about. I love him, but I was out before you, son. You don't know nothing about Roxy. You don't know nothing about Mantronics and all of that stuff that went down, son. I do. And so all I'm telling y'all is, yes, the Puerto Rican aspect, Puerto Ricans have a lot to do with the culture of hip hop, period. There's no distinction. There's no separation from it. It is all one factor.
And a lot of people have said that the sounds were very Puerto Rican influenced, like the flavor of the music as well in those early days.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, the rhythm, Puerto Rican music had the rhythm, but when you come to hip hop, we talking Marley Marl, son. Marley Marl was the one that set the way hip hop goes with the sampling. Marley Marl took the first sample that was ever taken in life. The bridge, Marley made that on some crazy thing. I don't even know. It had 4 or 5 little levels on it. Every time he hit the kick over here, it triggered whatever. That MPC, Marley Marl could have created the MPC. Marley took the first sample. So hip hop, yeah, you know how we did the break beats back and forth? That was Cool Herc and them. Marley found a way to take that, just loop that shit, just hit the button. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Marley found a way to make a drum machine trigger a snare, trigger a kick. I'll hit the drum machine and that sample over there do the same thing your samplers do today. But this was before archives. This was before any of these MPCs, any of that. Although they made those things, they didn't know what to do with it. Because where'd Marley get a sampler from? Somebody had the idea of a sampler, but they had no idea what to do with it until Marley Marl came along and showed the world what a sampler can actually do.